Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's House. I'm the Little Reader, also known as Amanda, and you, my friend, are in my house. My house. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here. Also, check out Lepidolite. It is a not focused situation. There we go. Check out Lepidolite. Wow. A Lepidolite point. Beautiful. We're here. We're breathing. We're taking a mome, short for moment, to abbreviate the English language at every possible opportunity. And to settle in and settle down and let the swirling vortex, are the words that are coming through, just swirl away and leave the absolute, the unchanging awareness itself in its place. What do you want to share with the beautiful soul who's watching, Spirit? What is for their ears, their eyes, their heart? Every part of their form, their mind, their being. Oh, how very intriguing. Okay. Somebody asked a question. We've been talking in low tones today. It reminds me of Princess Diaries. It's funny because I made a reference to another film that Anne Hathaway stars in yesterday called The Devil Wears Prada, but today, in the Princess Diaries, I believe Julie Andrews says, in low tones, Lionel. Low tones. She could say soft tones, but I think it's low tones. Anyway, hi Julie Andrews. So, here's the question, and we're going to say it in low tones. What's the point? That's like a little heavy duty for a casual Southern Californian afternoon, Spirit. But someone's asking, what's the point? What's the point of it all? And Spirit is blowing my mind with this energy that's coming through because it's brief. It's not, we're not going to wax poetic today, my sweet friend. Dang it. Maybe we can. Hand it off to the Little Reader. I can wax poetic about anything, but Spirit's saying, what is the point? What is the point of life? Is a question that can only come from the mental realm. The heart knows what the point is. Refer back to our transmission. Ooh, do I even know the title? No, it had to do with the heart. Your heart, the historian. That is very linked to today's message. If you haven't been there yet, hop on over. The heart knows that the purpose of life is to move the form and the mind into whatever direction will facilitate the most expansion. Expansion. And expansion happens by emerging. Did we create a word? No, emerging is the right word, but I was going to say immersing. Interestingly, it could be both. Immersing and emerging our awareness into the present moment. We tend to do that most effortlessly in present moments that align with the heart's desires. Interestingly, the heart may desire a journey that the mind judges to be unpleasant, not meaningful, and unfulfilling. But the heart always knows, and the heart always wins. The heart has infinite number of paths that it can go down to achieve the same ends. And every single path will fulfill the purpose of each soul in the grand tapestry of life. But that leaves the mind answering the question, asking rather, not answering. What is the point? What is the point? You see the point on there? What is it? The mind wants to know. So what, life? So what, heart? Okay, so you're telling me I'm going to be dragged through this experience whether I like it or not. Thanks. That is just perfect. And Spirit has a big old smile, and a new smile, and a hug for any soul that's feeling disenchanted by the path and trajectory that their life has taken thus far. Just a nurturing, loving hug. The point, in terms that the mind can understand, because it's not going to get the heart. The mind is not going to green light the heart's purpose. In fact, the mind often wants to contract, whereas the heart wants to expand. So we've got this polarity going on. For the mind, Spirit says, the point is to love, to learn to love. The mind has forgotten how to love. And the mind creates a loveless world. The mind can do a brilliant imitation of love through acts of service, through lip service, saying all the right things. The mind can do a brilliant impression of love, but it's forgotten how. And for the mind to remember how to love, only one step is required. To allow everything, which is synonymous with being the witness. What we call the witness perspective allows the mind to participate in this experience at its peak optimal levels, at its highest capacity, at its best. The mind is a witness. It can produce facts and figures if required, but outside of construction, that's not required. What's required is non-judgmental allowance. To allow the thoughts that go through, to allow the mind itself to even be itself. The mind is judgmental even of itself. A thought floats through the mental feed based on the algorithm that's been created by the genetic code and the experiences embedded in this, both ancestral and personal. And the mind goes, wow, that's a dang hideous thought. Or, oh, I like that one. I like what that says about me. Yeah, I think I'll cling to that. I will identify with that one. Whoa, not going to identify with that one. No, going to distance myself from that. And that's charming. But the mind doesn't think so. The mind has forgotten how to love. So what is the point? At this juncture in time, space, reality, when you, beautiful soul, you and only you, just you, not the rest of the world, just you behind this screen, taking this in. It's not for the person sitting next to you. It's not for your neighbor. It's not for the country, and it's not for the globe. It's for you. What is the point? Well, if the mind's asking, the answer is Drop it. Drop the need for the point and allow all to be as it is. That's love. That is unconditional love. That is the medicine for the mind, for the heart. It's to move and allow yourself to be moved through time and space, physically, to what will expand you. Not to hurt yourself, not to punish yourself. That's the mind taking back over control. It's to practice moving that witness here, so that these two can work together rather than in opposition. And so that this can interpret the instructions coming from this and say, oh, yes, that hobby. Yes. Oh, yes. That move. Yes. Oh, yes. That person. Oh, yes, yes, yes. That place. Oh, yes. That nourishment. That music. That experience. That laughter. That entertainment. That moment. That destination. And unlike the mind laying it all out on paper, well, my 5-year plan says that I will achieve X, Y, and Z. We're not hating on a 5-year plan. It's a tool of construction. The mind, that's what it does best. Great. Let it construct it. Then put that aside and get back to witnessing your life right here, right now. And teaching, training this gorgeous tool to listen to this and to follow its lead, to heed its guidance in this moment. What is the heart pulling you toward now? Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Now. That is... Sorry, I thought the stone was going to speak. I will speak for it. The point. That's the point. That's the point. Now, last thing before we go, my sweet friend. It's all there is left to say. If you find yourself in a moment like this one, in a moment like this, second time that's been referenced in like 5 days. Wow. Kelly Clarkson is happening. If you find yourself in a moment like this where there's like no grand move to make, you're in the doldrums, you're in the routine, there's a little fog, there's a little lack of energy, there's a little lack of clarity. Great. You're still living the point. Watch it. Allow it. Live the doldrums with as much passion and joy and non-judgmental awareness as you can. Commit to the character that you're playing right now, but know that it is a character. And then slowly, you'll reach the moment where, what would this character do if they could hear their heart? What might that feel like? What might that sound like? What kinds of daily practices might lead to making that a more audible sound that my soul can follow? The soul, the mind, the heart, they're all working together. That's the point. And letting it all go. And understanding that all is well right in this moment. That's the point too. God, Spirit loves a paradox. Well done. This is the point. Now is the point. Here is the point. You are the point. The action steps will come alive when you're ready. for now. You and me. Pink. You and me. That's the point. That's all for today, beautiful soul. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. That's a tiny word. Let's see. I love you. And I'm wishing you a present moment that you feel right here, center of the chest, that reminds you of the point every time. I'm sending you all the love I got. Bye for now.